Hi guys, today I am doing a mid-year check-in, bookish check-in I should say. I've just been I've been watching a lot of the like mid-year freak out book tag videos and stuff like that. I'm not doing like the specific tag. I just came up with like some stuff that I was thinking about so far in my reading journey this year. So I wrote down some stuff and I'm going to talk about it and my plans for the second half of 2026. I can't believe we're already there. I know it's on everyone's mind, but yeah, I can't believe we're already halfway through 2026. So anyways, I'm going to get started. My first prompt, I'll say, was what are some like most disappointing DNFs specifically, or books that I wish I would have DNF'd. So my first one that I actually did DNF very early on, I'm not gonna pull it out, but it is right here. It is Breathe With Me by Becca Mack. I think it's the last book in the Playing for Keeps series, and I just really hated it. I hated the FMC right off the bat. Like, she said some wild shit and I was not here for it, and I was like, you know what, that's not for me. Not for me. So I still have it in case I want to pick it back up, and I don't want to like break up the nice series going on here, and if someone would want to borrow it one day I would have it. So I didn't unhaul it, but it's here. Hard DNF, honestly, hard DNF. The next book that was a DNF for me, but it's a soft DNF because I do plan on picking this back up in the future. It was just wrong timing and I was getting really bored with it, is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. This was so hyped up and I fear maybe the hype got to me. I don't know, but I am just sitting this out. I know it's short. Like, how could you DNF a short book? I made it halfway and I was like, I need to DNF it or else I'm just gonna hate read through the end. Like, not that I hated it, but it was just boring, and I was already almost kind of like in a slump after the Losers duet, so I was just like, oh, this is not hitting. So put it away, but it's back on my TBR shelves, so I do plan on picking this back up. And I the last one I'm gonna mention here is a book I should have DNF'd, because I kid you not, I started reading this like last October and then slowly always trying to read a bit, and I have the ebook, I have the physical copy, and I have the audiobook for this book, and no matter what way I tried to read it, it was just not gripping me. I don't know. And now for the second book, there's a lot of bad reviews, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna reread this, because I did finish it and I was just like, oh, okay. And I tell you, I don't remember anything. Like, I remember the main concepts of the book, but it's just, yeah, The Will of the Many. I was so hyped for this because I love anything that's like Roman inspired, and there's some concepts here similar to Star Wars. So the will, it's kind of like the Force a little bit. Anyways, yeah, this was just, I'm gonna probably pick this back up if the continuation of the series is really good. I'll see, I might pick it back up, but for now this was just like I need to put this down. And you know what, put the series down, I mean, because I finished this, but I need to put the series down. I'm not gonna continue until there's more books out and people say that it's absolutely amazing or whatever. So I just keep comparing this to Red Rising, and Red Rising is like, you could not put it down. You need to go to the second book. It's so engaging and it's so addicting. Like, you want to keep turning the pages, and like, it's so good. And then this, in my head I was like, oh, this is gonna be just as good as Red Rising, but alas, it was not. And I don't hate this book. I just think it was, again, like, probably wrong timing. I wasn't in the mood and I just really wanted to pick it up because there was so much hype because the second book was coming out. So I'm gonna wait until more books come out and see if I want to reread it. But yeah, very disappointing read. Should have DNF because I just ended up finishing it and not liking my journey. Mind you, again, I have the 3 types of formats that you can like consume this in. The only thing I don't have is a braille version, okay, because I don't need that. So, and the audiobook was fine, like the narrator was fine. So I just can't keep like something that sticks in my head is that this feels like YA at the beginning. I don't know, I feel like I haven't heard people say that, but to me it feels like YA. Like if this was like a young girl, if this would be like in the YA section. Topic I have is what are some series that I want to finish this year. So I, first of all, am doing an SJM reread and slash finish because I didn't finish all her books. So I'm currently rereading Throne of Glass. You can see there's some holes in there. I'm currently reading Air of Fire, and I also need to read the Crescent City series. I read book 1 when it came out, did not continue after that. So it's been so long. I remember stuff that happens, but I would probably need to reread the first book as well. So yeah, Throne of Glass, I made it after Queen of Shadows. I started a bit of the tandem read because if you didn't know, the what is it called? Empire of Storms and not Crown of Midnight, Tower of Dawn. Both of those you can read at the same time because they take place in the same timeline. So I was doing that and I stopped because I just wasn't in the mood, not because of the books. So I'm going to finish that off and yeah, and then, you know, be ready for ACOTAR 6 in late October. And yeah, these I have to finish before October, never mind the end of the year. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna reread ACOTAR. I don't think I'm gonna reread ACOTAR. Like, I'm debating if I should reread it, but I don't think I will because it's so much time. We'll see. Anyways, another series that I have that I want to finish because I have 1 book left on it is the Never After series, which is a dark romance series by Emily McIntyre. The last book is Hexed, which I believe is inspired by The Little Mermaid. So they're all like retellings, like dark fairy tale retellings, and that one's kind of inspired by The Little Mermaid. So, but they take place in modern times, and it's dark romance, very good. I just haven't read that one yet. I love Hook. The only book I don't like from that series very much is Crossed, and maybe if I reread it, maybe I would like it more. Anyways, great series, need to finish that. It's just literally just 1 book. Speaking of dark romance, I also have the Deception trilogy by Rena Kent. I'm halfway through the 2nd book and I paused it there, so I want to finish that and finish the last book. They're very short books, so it's easy to do. I just have to get them done and read them on Kindle Unlimited. I don't have the physical copies. And I also want to finish, the series isn't finished, but I want to catch up with the Everseas series by L.J. Andrews. And the last book that's published is The Mist Thief. It is, I don't feel like getting up and getting it. It's over there on my TBR shelf. Anyways, so that I want to finish. And if I'm being very generous, I would like to read and finish the Vampire trilogy by Jay Kristoff. But that's a lot because those books are huge. When I say huge, like, it's all of these. And also The Mist Thief is right here. I really want to read this. And actually, you know what? I also want to read these 2, Heavenly Bodies and Fallen Stars. The 3rd book was supposed to come out in November, but it keeps getting pushed and now it's like March. But I do really want to read these. Then I have what are my favorite discoveries of the year so far. I have really been enjoying romances as well as some literary fiction. I read A Little Life in February and it totally changed my life. I love that book so much and it made me want to read more literary fiction. So I would say those are my main discoveries. In January I read like Heated Rivalry, The Long Game, God of Fury, Kiss the Villain or Hunt the Villain, whichever one was out at that time. And yeah, just really enjoying those books. And I mean, they're all Rina, most of them are Rina Kent too, so I just love her in general. Then I have what do I think is gonna be my favorite book of 2026, and I'm gonna say probably hands down A Little Life, unless I hear a lot of people put like Kingdom of Ash in their like top reads and say that that book has like destroyed them and it was amazing. So we'll see. But I mean, I'm not that far into the series yet, but I don't know how it could like bypass A Little Life, because A Little Life was just so good. The other book, I just want to give an honorable mention to The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. There's actually a second book. This is interconnected, so you know you can read them separately. There's a second book coming out in September, I think. Anyways, there's one coming out later this year, which is one of my most anticipated reads, but this was so good. And also one book that I want to give an honorable mention even before I've read it, because I'm sure I'm gonna love it, is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I'm sure that's gonna make it to like one of my top books. I've been loving the like Lady Night situation. Absolutely love it. So this gets an honorable mention because it's high up there. Just A Little Life just is so hard to beat. It's so, there's so much in that book that like, how could anything like surpass that? Anyways, but this was so good. Then I have what is some of my favorite new romantasy, and I must say I haven't read a lot of romantasy this year, which I'm trying to read more as of now because I'm realizing how much I miss that genre. But one great find was Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher, and I definitely want to continue with this series. It was so good. It's kind of like cozy too. It was so good. There's an element of romance, that's why I put it in romantasy. It's so good. And also the characters are a bit older. It's not like your young FMC all the time, you know. It was so then I was thinking about the books that I bought because of creators online, and one of the creators that I've really been enjoying is Tell the Bees. I'll put a screenshot of his profile, but I don't know his name, but his commentary is so great and he does a lot of book reviews. I actually got 2 books because of him. I got Strangers by Belle Burden, which I have read and really enjoyed, and I got Just Watch Me by Leor Torenberg. This I've not read yet, but I did buy it because of him. And also have one friend on Bookstagram who read this and really enjoyed it. So yeah, those are just from him. And honestly, I have like a list of saved books that I want to read just from his recommendations. So these I've actually purchased. Then I'll go ahead and like just say a few of my Bookstagram friends had like convinced me to read Losers, The Duet, and The Dare by Harley LaRue. No comment on this book, but they convinced me to read it and buy it. So if it wasn't for those people, I wouldn't have even gone near these books. That's why I'm saying that. Then I love Tracy on Bookstagram. I just don't use TikTok anymore, guys, so I'll just be saying Bookstagram, but she is on TikTok, and I'm gonna try to put her handles and stuff at the bottom because I really love her. There are a few books that I have read because of her, but Hollow and Heavy I read because of her, and I picked up because her recommendations are so good, guys. Like there's some like the White Shoes I'm not a fan of, but this, she just had such good things to say about it, so I picked it up strictly because of her, and I really love this. It's so good. And Hollow is even better. It doesn't feel like it's, this one is kind of really dark, but Hollow isn't like that dark. Even from the covers it looks really bad, but it's not that bad. It's really good. And it's just, you know, there's like taboo and stuff, but it's so good. Honestly, it is so good. Thank you, Tracy. And I just again, I have a list of books from her that I need to read. She's also one of the creators that got me into reading Rena Kent. So if that says anything, like she has like her whole collection. She has tons of videos on what order to read it in, or stuff like that, like just recommendations on how to get into it, because Rena Kent has such an expansive universe, and you know, you might want to start from the beginning or just read certain little series here and there without getting overwhelmed. You could do that too. But anyways, go check out her videos. I really love her. She's amazing. I will say an honorable mention for creators who have really good recommendations. I'm doing this because she's not really a creator. Well, I guess she kind of is, but Dua Lipa, her Service 95 book club is so good. Like her recommendations are amazing, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Her recommendations are really great. It's just the list would be so long if I just sat here and, you know, enumerated all the books that she's recommended that I've enjoyed. So I'm not gonna do that, but I will say, especially if you're into literary fiction and sometimes nonfiction, definitely check it out. It's so good. And even if you're not into lit fic, because I was not a huge lit fic girly, her reads, like her picks, really changed my mind. Like it's so good. There's really good stuff in there. Then I will tell you what my favorite audiobooks are so far this year. First of all, the Terror at the Gates audiobook. So it's the book by Scarlett St. Clair. The narration is great. Also, the Rena Kent. I listened to God of Fury and God of Ruin. Shane East narrates both of those because they are twins. The MMCs in each book are twin. Two of them are twins, so they have the same voice, so it's the same narrator, but they're so good. Rena Kent's audiobooks are so good. Even the Hunt the Villain, which was the one that came out this year? Hunt the Villain, yeah. Hunt the Villain, amazing. And also the Listen for the Lie, which is a thriller, and it has a podcast element. So the audiobook for that was really good, because when there's like podcast sections, it feels like you're listening to an actual true crime podcast. It was so good. And I will put in here also the Al Pacino memoir, Sonny Boy, because he narrates it, and he sometimes goes off script and he'll tell you a story, or he just goes off and then comes back and he's like, well, let's come back to the story now. Almost forgot. Rules for the Summer by Megan Quinn. Her books are so funny. I will say, the first time I read a Megan Quinn book, I read it on KU, and it was one of her, I think it's her first Christmas book, and it was just like, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like corny humor, whatever. But when you listen to them on audio, it is hilarious. I'll be at the gym laughing by myself, and then I just catch myself laughing, and I'm like, oh, did someone see me, that I look like a crazy person? Because it's so funny. And I had listened last year to what was it, Just for the Summer, and then this year Rules for the Summer. Right away just listened to it on audiobook, and I went and got the physical copy because it was so amazing, and I definitely want to reread it. And even the side characters are hilarious. Oh my god. My favorite nonfiction of this year, because I do read a lot of nonfiction, I absolutely love it. I'll say my two favorites so far are The Art Thief, which actually, it's a nonfiction, it's a true story, but it reads like a fiction book. It is so good. I cannot believe, when I was reading this, I could not believe that he went through all that and the actions that this guy was taking. I forget his name, but anyways, it was so good. And it's not that long. Like this, you will not want to put this down. You're just gonna want to find out what happens to this guy and how he, anyways, it's about someone who stole a lot of art, but you might not even have heard of him, but he stole for millions of dollars and got away with it for a very long time. So, oh my god, no, his collection was worth an estimated $2 billion. Oh my god, this is like the type of thing I would reread because they throw so much information at you. Like, I will reread this. It was so amazing. And then, sorry, I'm just throwing my books on the floor. My favorite like actual nonfiction self-help type of book is The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. I had never read anything by her, and I do have 101 essays that will change the way you think. I have that in my bedroom, and I read a few essays here and there. I do enjoy them. I think I should read them and then like journal after each one because they're very good and they make you think. So regardless, this was great. Tabbed up. This made me realize that I have like a lot of self-sabotaging type of tendencies. Anyways, it was so good. I tabbed it up, and I actually put some tabs in here that are in lighter purple because I have like dark and light purple, and the lighter ones I put where it's like little prompts that you can journal about. So it was, oh, it's so good. Like, I was also thinking about all of the movie adaptations that came out, that are going to come out soon, and it's just, there's so many and I'm loving it. But I wanted to put in a section of my favorite movie book to movie adaptations that I've seen, and I don't know if I'm going to comment on Wuthering Heights. I probably won't. I haven't read the book, but I saw the movie and I have no comment about how does it match the original material and stuff like that. That usually doesn't bother me too much. I just didn't like the movie. I did enjoy, like, the costumes are beautiful. There's some nice scenery and like imagery or whatever it's called, and it's okay, but there was more stuff that I was like, ugh, like shock value, gross stuff. So I didn't enjoy that much. I think me and my friend were traumatized, but other than that, one of my favorite movie adaptations that I've seen ever, and I knew, okay, when I read this book, Faux by Ian Reid, who's a Canadian author, I read the book and I was like, the first thing I thought was, I'm sure the movie's better because of the actual story that's happening. I could see it so much better as a movie. So I had really high hopes for the movie and it did not disappoint. It was really good. There's Paul Mescal and Saoirse, I forget how to say her name, but she was amazing. They're both amazing. The movie is so good. I watched it with my husband. He had no idea what it was about, and I know it's like technically in the sci-fi section because there is a sci-fi component, but it's about the characters, okay? Like, go into it just knowing it's about the characters, and you will have a really good time. I was also thinking about books that kind of surprised me. I never buy a book thinking I'm not gonna like it, but there are books that I didn't think I was gonna like that much, and one of those is actually a comic book. I do read comic books a lot, just not as much as novels, obviously, but I do like comic books. But I'm not a huge DC fan, except for like Smallville. So I picked this up because I had heard, okay, someone said online that this was like the DC version of Spider-Man, okay? And I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man so much. So I picked up Nightwing, and this is like a shrunken down comic, so the bubbles are very small. And it's not expensive. Yeah, it's $13. It was so good. It did give me like Spider-Man vibes. I really enjoyed this more than I thought. Like, this was 5 stars. I want to read more Nightwing comics. I absolutely loved it. And another book that I wasn't expecting to like as much, and I'm actually so upset that I didn't do the audio, because I found out after I finished that the audio, one of the MMCs, is narrated by Shane East, and that is Promise Me by Sarah Kate. I love this book. This felt like I was reading a Rena Kent book. No offense to Sarah Kate. I haven't read other books other than Keep Me, which is from the same Sinful Manor series. I absolutely love this. like I said, it felt like a Rina Kent book. The emotion is there, and the characters, like you follow them. There's two timelines, and the past timeline is told by one of the characters, and the present timeline is told by the other, and you just get both their point of view. It's so good. It's so addicting. I finished this fairly quickly too. I think I finished it within 24 hours. Like, it's not the longest book, but still, it had me keep turning the pages. It was so, oh my god, it was so good. But Nightwing and Promise Me, very unexpected, like 5-star books. I will say I might be inclined to add A Little Life because I didn't think I was gonna like it that much. I thought I was just gonna be traumatized, but I can't, like, there's almost not one day that goes by that I don't think about Jude and his friends and his story. So yeah, that says something. But I didn't think it was gonna make me feel like that. I thought I was just gonna be traumatized by a book and that's it, you know? So I would put A Little Life in there too. I just recorded a whole clip. I was talking and it was not recording. So I'm gonna try to repeat everything I said, and then I'm gonna be done filming because this is the last section of this video. These are books I really want to read before the end of 2026. I'm gonna start off with the one I'm most anticipating because it was sold out everywhere last year. So I actually found some copies back in like May or June at my local bookstore. They had a stack of them, so I grabbed the book real quick. And that book is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. I got it right. I keep saying Olivia Jade. That's so embarrassing. I keep calling her Olivia Jade. Oh my god. I'm not even a fan of Olivia Jade. It's just, I don't know why that name's just in my head, and whatever. Cute, cozy romance, 90s vibes. Don't know the synopsis. I go into these books blind because unless there's like a cheating trope or a pregnancy trope that people will tell you online, which this one doesn't have, I'll go in blind because sometimes the synopsis just say too much. Yeah, 1997, small town Vermont. And I was flipping through it when I was recording or not recording earlier, and there's like a pumpkin somewhere. Where is it? Oh, there was a pumpkin. Okay, I can't find the pumpkin anymore. Oh, okay. Well, there was a pumpkin now. I guess there's like maybe a dual timeline, or but anyways, different months. There was like a month that I think it said, was it October? It was probably October, and there was a pumpkin. Anyways, looks cute. Looks cute. Can't wait to read this. Speaking of October, a book I really want to read in October or September is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is a modern classic. Everyone's read this except me, blah, blah, blah. Probably gonna get the e-copy from my library because the font in this is so tiny. So probably gonna get this as an e-copy, but I definitely want to, this has been on my TBR for like 4 years, guys. I need someone bully me if I don't read this. Oh my god, I thought it stopped filming. Someone bully me if I don't read The Secret History this year, okay? Then I have Evenings and Weekends, recommended by Jack Edwards. Highly recommended by Jack Edwards. This I would like to read soon because I think it's more of a summary book. Takes place in London. Very exciting according to the Irish Times. No, intoxicating. A complex love letter to the city where chaos reigns but connection to yourself and others grows. Cute. Anyways, this looks really interesting and I trust Jack Edwards with his recommendations, so I want to read this. I also really want to read a Sally Rooney book in the form of intermezzo. This follows two brothers who play chess. I don't know what ensues, but we're gonna follow and we're gonna find out. And the last I have is, I do want to read more fantasy books by the end of this year because I haven't read a lot this year, and most of my physical TBR honestly is fantasy. So I need to get on that. And the ones I'm most excited about are these Heavenly Bodies and Fallen Stars by Mani Ariel. I want to read these so bad. The magic system is like based in like astrology, and there's like stars, like they can kill stars or something. Anyways, I think stars are like gods for them or something like that. Anyways, I just know that I've only seen good things about it and I want to read them. The third book was supposed to come out in November and it got pushed to March 2027. So I know there's no rush, but I do really want to read them soon because I've been so excited. Then the last book I really want to read is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I absolutely have to read this soon. It is not too long. It's like maybe a bit over 300 pages. And it is, again, like one of those lady night situations, medieval times. And oh, there's like a little map and everything. Oh, it's so cute. It says a legend, a lie, a love story, a breathtaking quest across time and worlds from Alex E. Harrow. Time traveling tragic romance? I think I'm gonna read this very soon. So I'm reading Throne of Glass now, so I don't know how soon, but probably very soon, like as soon as I feel like it. I want to read this. So anyways, this was like my mid-year check-in. I don't know if you could call it a book tag because no one tagged me and I'm not necessarily tagging anyone, but if you want to use the format, feel free to do so. And yeah, that's it. That was like a nice little check-in for me, honestly. Like I really need to read more romantic books. I have so many on my TBR, it's not even funny. I just tried saying like, subscribe, and hit the notification like 3 times. I'm so tired. I need to stop filming. But if you'd like to comment, leave a comment below about what, you know, like your most anticipated reads are for the rest of the year. If you have any recommendations or if I should prioritize anything. And what was your favorite book so far of 2026? Let me know. Thank you. Have a nice day.